Now, before I bring up our next speaker, I want to tell you, this has been a little bit by design. Our content and even the order of it has been curated and organized by our artistic designer here with Hunter Newby. If you've noticed, we started at the ground and really quite literally the dirt. James, it's great to have you above ground today. And now we're going to move into the things that go inside that infrastructure and that foundation. And then, so there's a very intentional structure in how we're taking you through this content today. Our next presenter is with Stevens Fiber Group. He's the sponsor, as we said earlier, of our cocktail hour too. So Austin, thank you for that. We'll look forward to imbibing later. I'm talking about Alan Meyer. He's a 30-year veteran of the telecom industry with a background that includes experience in wireless, ISP management, engineering, and construction. Alan's networking and business development efforts have led him to work with some of the most recognizable telecom companies in the world, among them Google Fiber, Meta, Verizon, and AT&T. For more than a decade, he has been directly involved in building countless miles of fiber infrastructure and has proven himself a strong advocate for rural broadband expansion. Thank you for that, Alan. That speaks to a lot of folks here. Ladies and gentlemen, from Stevens Fiber Group, Vice President Alan Meyer. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming. Like Tom said, I'm Alan Meyer, Vice President with Stevens Fiber Group, and we're going to talk a little bit about the construction process. And I'm going to kind of go back and also hit on the importance of what we're doing here today. I'm here with Austin Stevens, the founder and owner of Stevens Fiber Group, and we're going to talk not just about broadband technology, but accessing it. Because accessing it is really the soup and nuts of it. I'd like to start by saying thank you to Hunter Newby and Connect the Nation for inviting Austin and myself to join you guys here today. And we are here, like I said, specifically to represent the construction side of this project. But first, a quick introduction of Stevens Fiber Group. At Stevens Fiber Group, we're a full-service broadband construction company based in Kansas City, Kansas. Simply put, we build fiber optic networks. When you see the crews installing the orange pipe in the ground everywhere, tearing up your ditches, running through your neighborhoods, well, some of those guys might be our crews. Today, I'm going to talk about how Stevens Fiber Group, with our headquarters based in Kansas, but with nationwide experience, can help businesses here in Wichita and throughout Kansas and farther access the emerging technologies available through high-speed broadband. But before I get to my presentation, go back one. Before I do want to just briefly recognize that today is, like Tanya said, a very important day in American history. It should never be forgotten. In fact, because of the events of 9/11, there have been many incredible technology advances that often directly impact my daily life and yours. Some of these advances stemming from that historic day include advanced data collection and analysis, interoperable emergency communication systems, EMS, advanced imaging technology, and more. But none of this would be possible without the advances in internet technology and fiber optic broadband communications. Congratulations to all of us in this room. We are a part of one of the most incredible periods of human history. The evolutions of the Stone Age, the Iron Age, the Industrial Revolution, and now the Information Technology Age have each been critical to the involvement of civilization, and each of them have had their own unique challenges and corresponding solutions. Those have led us to our present time and future. Stone Age lasted about 3.5 million years. The Iron Age about 2,000 years. The Industrial Revolution about 150 years. And the current Information Age is only about 70 years old. This is how fast technology has caught up with the evolution of civilization. And in just the last 30 years of this information age, we have seen some of the most significant advances in mankind due to broadband technology, online entertainment, gaming, voice calling services evolving from copper lines to fiber optic, online services including finance, telemedicine, psychotherapy, learning courses, the development of smart cities, including New York, Boston, Seattle, San Francisco, Kansas City, and many others. Less than a year ago, Wichita announced their own smart city plan. It includes the installation throughout the city of sensors and cameras that will be able to monitor traffic flow and travel conditions. This plan will include a mobile app that will provide information about public transportation and even downtown parking availability. And all of this will be reliant on the Free State Broadband Network, supported by the state of Kansas. By the way, that is a bit of foreshadowing for another slide. And that's what we do. We help build things like that Free State Broadband Network. We're the guys that turn the dirt, break the concrete, and put the ducts in the ground that match up with guys like James's manholes. And all this technology are examples of the great, incredible opportunities created by the evolution of the information age and the growth of broadband technology. And now it's time to go further, to infinity and beyond, right? We are now poised to make the next leap into the information age in the tech era. In this new era of humanity, we are seeing tremendous advancements taking place in months rather than decades. And it is with this sense of urgency that we are all here. AI technology is advancing fields like manufacturing by improving efficiencies in process developments, medicine through greater image and data analysis and data processing, education by providing online classes and virtual educators. In telemedicine, AI and VR are going to combine to provide virtual assistants and chatbots to provide patients with support and triage services in remote cities and towns. VR will provide risk-free training procedures for the fields of medicine, education, and the military, as well as collaborative learning environments. VR is even being used today to train future professional athletes with programs in companies like XREPS. And all of us in this room should have the opportunity to take advantage of everything that the future of technology has to offer and contribute to it. But how do we get there? Here in Wichita, just like in Kansas City where I live, if we want to fly somewhere, we're extremely limited in nonstop options. Typically, if we want to fly somewhere like New York, for example, we're going to have to make several stops at larger cities, larger airports, hubs, that make our trips slow down. People in New York take for granted they can fly nonstop to LA. We can't do that here in Wichita. Well, large capacity data has a similar challenge: limited direct access. The current access model has us using retail consumer internet service providers to access the internet through their networks with many stops along the way. And while this model works fine for consuming, it's not great for producing. This model provides limited access and even more limited control for businesses with the need for high speed and high capacity data transferring. And in the instances where these consumer providers do offer high speed, high capacity data networks, they're very limited in their ability to provide access for most businesses. Just like adding nonstop flights to anywhere you want to go, the solution is to create secure, open access through a network of on-off ramps to the information superhighway. And I'm not talking about something that's cloud-based. I'm talking about a physical connection, a micro network that provides businesses with secure, direct, and unlimited access to the information superhighway via the internet exchange points here at Wichita State University. Access for analytics, sound files, gaming files, movie files, medical information, education classes, syllabuses, manufacturing data, and much, much more. And all that AI, VR, and all of technology and innovation in general can provide. And the access for hospitals, universities, retailers, manufacturers, it all ends with fiber optics, but begins with the construction of a network that provides access to the information superhighway. That's what we do. It's a low-tech solution to a high-tech challenge. Stevens Fiber Group does this. We are experts in the construction of fiber broadband networks that carry the data that makes our lives better. Based in Kansas City, where we're considered ground zero for this gigabit revolution, we take high-speed broadband for granted. And we want Wichita to feel the same way. I gave a speech a couple of years ago at the Kansas City, Kansas Chamber of Commerce Annual Awards Dinner, and I congratulated the community and the leaders who had the foresight to lead the effort to bring high-speed broadband into the community. I highlighted the incredible business opportunities that high-speed and high-capacity broadband has brought to Kansas City, and it's done the same for several other cities. Startup incubators, the medical research facilities, the data centers. And that is what we want to bring to Wichita. Our solution. Fortunately, for Wichita, the wheels are already in motion. The state of Kansas is currently undergoing construction of what is being called the Free State Broadband Network, and includes a fiber access ring around Wichita. This ring will be an underground highway containing hundreds and hundreds of fiber strands capable of supporting all of your bandwidth needs for the foreseeable future. And our intention is to build the on-off ramp that you're going to need to access that superhighway. What we propose is a dedicated access that is secure and purpose-built for your specific technology needs, from your property back to the internet exchange point. Accessing the larger network and providing you with data transfer rates measured in microseconds. This concept can provide you with direct access to the internet exchange point without limitations of speed or capacity. At Stevens Fiber Group, we have the experience, the equipment, and the knowledge to build the access network that your tech needs require. We would like to work with you and your community to bring our crews and our expertise to build this network of on-off ramps throughout Wichita and ensure that you're able to access the commercial grade, future-proofed, high-speed, high-capacity broadband network that your innovation demands. And we're Kansans. Austin and I and our construction leaders at Stevens Fiber Group have years of experience working on projects for logos, including Google Fiber, Facebook, Verizon, AT&T, many, many more. We are completely and absolutely confident that we can effectively and efficiently bring our talents to Wichita and create a very positive project experience for this effort. And how do we make this happen? First, by understanding what is needed, the details. That begins with questions and conversations like the ones we're having today. If you are a business that is reliant on technology, we need to have a conversation. Let's work together to build this network. Technology makes manufacturing work. Technology makes hospitals work. Technology makes airports work. Stevens Fiber Group makes technology work. Thank you very much.